Hi everyone, it's Tasha Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, do you remember the diorama journal? Right, and do you remember that the last time that we saw it, I had made this extra piece of wallpaper, for which I'm going to cut out a piece there, and I'd put the big blob of something on there. I'd put the crackle paint, and one of the things I found is it was peeling off. So what I did was I just covered it over with some Mod Podge, and it stayed where it needs to be. So then this is going to go on here, and we're going to tear it back, and it will then show. I can't remember where that goes. Oh, there. And then it will then reveal the peeled paint underneath. So I'm not going to do that now. We're going to save that for another time. Just want to show you where we were with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start sorting out the window. Okay, so this will eventually have, I think I'm going to build some layers up on it. But what I wanted to do is I'm going to do something specific with the panes. And this is the reason why I've got this white card behind, so you can see what I'm doing. But on these, I wanted to have stained glass. Now I was thinking, how on earth am I going to do stained glass? I don't have any, I don't have any stained glass paints. I'm not very good at doing the arty things. And what I thought was, there we go. I knew I kept these for a reason. The sweet wrappers from Christmas. So I'm just going to get one of each of the colours out, and I'm going to make a little stained glass type, because you know these types of old windows, they used to have like stained glass at the top. And I'm going to just do something like that with them. So there's a method to my madness. I kept the foil for some of them, obviously, but I didn't mean to. So yeah, when everybody's like, what are you keeping them for? Now they are going to find out. Now they will regret their mocking of me. Right, let's use, that's one of each of the colours. So now obviously these are going to be far too big, so what I'm going to do, let's flip this over, because this is going to be the back, because it is, I've decided. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to get some tiny pieces and just kind of lay them round each thing. And I don't mind the fact that they've got a bit of a crinkle in them, because that kind of just adds to the oldie, worldy, looky, typey thingy. So I'm going to cut a piece down and see what happens when we cut it down and we stick it on. Now I know this has become very child-like play, but you know, we can regress every now and again, can't we, if we want to? And I'm going to regress. I'm going to use coloured cellophane from Sweet Wrappers to make stained glass windows. So, yep, you heard it here first. So, well, probably not first, but you heard it here. So, here we go. So yeah, I wanted to kind of just take you with me on this little journey. I am filming this on a day. I am filming it on a day. That's very. I'm glad that we had this conversation. I'm filming it on Thursday, the 26th of January. It's the day before I go for my procedure. I've got to go and have a endoscopy. I've told you this in my last video, so if you watch my video where I was making my two little journal cards with the windows in, then you will already know this information, because I told you in that. So anyway, I'm going for laparoscopy. Going for an endoscopy. That's the one where they shove it down your throat. So I've had the other one where they go the other way, but tomorrow even, I'm having the down the throaty one. I'm not worried about it, but of course it's on your mind. It's always, you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Let's go for green. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? it plays on our minds. I know it's going to be okay because my mum's had one, and my mum doesn't like, well, she doesn't like being ill, and she doesn't like going to the hospital, and so if she says it was okay, it was okay. I mean, like, it's not going to be pleasant. Otherwise, people would be queuing up and wanting these things done. I mean, the other thing I'm so grateful for is the fact that it's free at point of service for us. I mean, it's not free. When people say the NHS is free, it's not free. I do pay tax, and I do pay national insurance, and these things contribute to it. So I'm not getting it for free as such, but I just free at point of service, and also a lot cheaper than people in America pay. I don't know what the system is in Australia. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. How you pay for, is it free at point of service like the UK, or is it subsidised by the government, or is it as expensive as America? Because I just couldn't afford to be ill in America. You couldn't afford to go. If you're on a low income, there's no way you could afford to go to the emergency room, as they call it, and we call it a accident and emergency, A&E. It's just, you just wouldn't be able to do it. So you'd probably wait until something fell off before you did something about it. So, but like I say, it's very at point of service for us. So, and that's a good thing because I don't have. I don't know how much it is, but I'm sure it's a whack of money if you're in America to have such a procedure done. So hopefully I'm going to finish this one and then we'll flip it over and we'll have a look and see you might be able to see what I'm aiming at then. So this is more of a square piece, isn't it? Let's see if that's the right sort of size. To be a bit smaller, otherwise it'll overhang. So yes, I've just finished the previous video. It's previous to you in the timeline as well, but it's just seems it'll be days ago for you, but it's literally moments ago for me. And I've had a drink, washed my hands, and I thought I'll do another one. It helps me to catch up a bit. What else should we use? Go for a red one this time. So as a child, I always loved the red ones. I was drawn to the red. And I was drawn to the orange and yellow ones. They were my favourites. Although I do like the purple, but not necessarily the sweets inside. Or just the colours of. So I forced myself to eat these so that we'd have stained glass, he says, tongue in cheek, sweet in cheek. And then what I'm going to try and smooth it out in a minute. All sorts of bits on me. Are they the same colours? They are. That's just ridiculous. The fact that we don't have another yellow that can. No, we're going to have to go with the same yellow again. I don't know why I'm cutting it out of a different corner when I could just use the same bit I've started. I would have liked to have had two different colours on the same, so they were all different basically. But I can't, so I'm just going to have to live with it. Stop doing that. Just stop it now. Okay, so let's make sure that's completely stucked down before we do anything, but without putting my finger in the goo. Oh, too late. No, definitely too late. and then we're going to flip it over, and that's what we're going to have. So we're going for that kind of, and I don't mind, like I say, don't mind the crinkliness of it. It just makes it look like old glass, doesn't it? So, you know, before they used to do the float technique. So, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over one. Is that right? Yeah, we'll go over one and we'll do it that way then. It should then start to look different. What I mean by go over one is I'm just drop that one up from the first row and start with that one. And then just do them all in the same order again. I know it's not very random that way, but it works for me. So I'll just, you didn't see it because you can't see my face, but I just glared at that bottle for falling over again. Not that it's alive and can't react to it. I can't get upset about it because it's not alive. But I gave it a dirty look. Ugh. Good of me, it's all getting a bit sticky around here. This is when it all goes horribly wrong, isn't it? Because like I'll suddenly go out of sequence. Well, it's not horribly wrong. There's no right or no wrong, really, is there? So there just is. It just is. Let's just lie it down. It's going to fall down anyway, so I might as well just cut out the middleman and do it myself. What have I got? It's orange now. See, people say, what are you collecting that for? What are you hoarding stuff like that for? And then, to be fair, I mean, like, you know, I get it, because like normally every year I do it and then I don't actually do anything with it. So, but this year I have a reason. I didn't know what I was going to use it for. Well, I kind of thought I wanted to do something stained glassy with it, and here we are. So we're doing something stained glassy with it. So, and I might, if you look at it, depending on how I feel and how positive I feel about the fact whether I'm going to, it's way too much glue on there, Dave. Whether I'm going to feel like I'm going to use it or not, but I might show you what I've been doing with the actual panes of glass. But like I say, it depends on how confident I am I'm going to be able to use it, because I've been experimenting with something. Red. Not so much this time, Dave, he says, making a mess. Where am I now? Blue, oh, it's that lighter yellow. Is it that yellow? Oh yeah, because that is a different yellow, isn't it? I could have used a different yellow, but I didn't anyway. It's too late to worry about it now. I've already committed. My brain's going, well, you could peel that off. You could peel that off. Will it come off? Without making a mess. Well, it made a mess, but like it's not tragic. And no, don't put the glue on the thing. Put the glue on the window, Dave. The big blob of glue in the way now. There we go. Get rid of that. It's because it's all over my fingers now. Oh no, we've just established we're going to use different. I've just done the same flaming thing. Use the same one. Take it off, Dave. Get rid of it. Right, let's use that. Cut a piece for there. Is that big enough? Is it big enough? Will it go on that glue? Is that glue still tacky enough for it to stick? I think it might be. And then another piece on here. Bit of a wet finger gets the piece picked up nicely. And then we can put whatever was next. What's next? It goes to purple. Steady. I don't know whether that's big enough. What are you doing? Is it big enough? Just big enough. It only has to be just big enough. It's big enough then, isn't it? Okay, so the next, so we start with green. Green on this one. Green. Oh, I didn't cut that very wide, did I? Well, it fits. Green. Pink. I feel like I'm back at school, but, you know, I'm loving it, so don't care. This is why we're crafters. We think out of the box. We do things differently. We collect the stuff that other people get rid of. We womble till our heart's content. And I don't know whether, I mean, these have come off Quality Street wrappers. These are Quality Street wrappers, sorry. But they're changing them to paper. So they're changing them to wax-coated paper. So I thought this is my last chance to get some coloured, whatever this is called, cellophane for free. So, well, I say it's free. I mean, obviously I've paid for the chocolates, but yeah, I was a bit sad by that. A bit sad that they were gonna. I mean, like, it's supposedly it's good for the environment. However, you still can't recycle the wax paper because it's wax paper, and you can't recycle wax paper. So, well, and certainly not in the UK. You can't recycle. Well, I know you might be able to in London, but you can't in local areas. Especially not Kirklees. Kirklees hardly recycle anything. They should be ashamed of themselves, Kirklees, because compared to our neighbouring Leeds and Wakefield and Bradford, the limitations on what Kirklees can recycle is terrible. They've only just started taking food trays. Before you could only recycle plastic bottles. You couldn't take plastic food trays, and now they've started doing that, which is good at last, but too long in the making. They don't take glass, which, you know, they can take it to a glass recycling centre, but most people don't bother. They just throw it away because it's convenient. So I was taking it with you. I mean, I take mine to a glass recycling centre because, well, I like to try and recycle whatever I can. If I can't make something out of it, I'm going to recycle it. So, but it is a pain in the backside having to drive around with loads of bottles and jars in your car. and forget to leave them at the recycling centre when you go, and come away in the car. That's usually what happens. I usually come away, I drive off, I get like close to my home, and there's like a bend, and I go round the bend, and I hear the clinking, and I think, oh, for goodness sake, Dave, you were supposed to be taking them to the recycling centre, but you didn't. Yeah. Yep, it's this one. Is it this one? Yep, it's this one. I could have used that piece that I've taken off. Oh no, actually, it is this one. Is that right? So purple. After purple is that? Yeah, that's that. Yeah. I was just having a moment. It's all right. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. One of those moments. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to put these away because, well, now I found a use for them. I might want to do some more. I might make a big Christmassy window. I might make I don't know, who knows? I might make a big stained glass window. Who knows? I'm just excited the fact that I've been able to do this. So there you go. That's what they're going to look like. I think that looks really pretty. And I know that is like, one of those things when, when TV chefs go, oh, this tastes absolutely gorgeous. Well, you wouldn't say it didn't, would you? So, I'm going to show you, but this isn't dry and I don't know whether it's going to work yet, but I'm feeling confident at the moment. I'm going to use, so this is a screen protector for a phone. It is still on its plastic cover because they usually have they're glass. You have a plastic cover and you peel that off when you've attached it to the thing. And I've put another plastic cover on the other side to keep the glass contained, and I've glued it on. And it's got a ripply effect because of the glue. So I'm waiting for the glue to go off, not mouldy go off. I mean dry off, and then I'm going to cut round it. I did cut this down, which did break the glass, but that is the whole point. I want the glass to look broken. So I'm going to have, I'm hoping you can see those broken lines in it. So I'm going to stick it behind. It'll be all encased together so that there won't be any pieces coming out, any shards or anything like that, so nobody will be hurting themselves. But you'll get these broken veins in it. So all of that is encapsulated between the two pieces of plastic, so it's all nicely contained. So I've done that. I've got two that look very similar that I'm going to have. I don't know, I might have them on either end. So like I say, these aren't finished and I haven't trimmed them down or anything like that. So they're going to go on either end and be a bit like broken-y looking. I can break them more as well because now that they're encased, they won't come apart. But I'll wait until the glue's dry before I do that. And they've got a little bit of like air bubbles in it, but that's fine because that looks like the glass is old. And then the other one that I've done is I've made it a lot more like somebody's thrown stones at it type thing. So I'm hoping you can see that. So this, like I say, this is all encased. It's not going to come apart and it's not going to hurt anybody. But I wanted to make it look like somebody had been throwing stones at it. So that's what I'm going to do with it. So the reason why have I got all of these? Well, we've just changed our mobile phones at work, and we had loads of spare glass screen protectors that we can't do anything with because our mobile phones have been upgraded, and they were next to nothing to buy, the screen protectors. So selling them, we wouldn't get anything for them really. So relatively wouldn't get anything for them. So that's what I thought. What can I do with it? This is me how I think. I was like, I can take those home. What can I make those into? And anyway, it came to me, and so I wanted to just add this. Oh, I love the way that, I don't know whether you can see the light shining on through the stained glass window. So what I want to do is kind of slightly mount it up as well. Well, no, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know whether to mount it slightly away from the background or not. But I'm definitely going to... I'm not going to stick this down yet, don't worry. But I'm definitely going to have something behind. I'd like to have some kind of a view of maybe of an overgrown garden or something like that. So, but I guess I could now. I've done that. I don't know how many minutes, hours, days, weeks I've been going for. Probably half an hour or so. I guess I could start to stick this down and peel it away. So, yeah, well, this bit needs to be... Sorry, I'll need to just... Anita? Who's Anita? So I'm just going to put a little cross in there, because that will help me tear it. So I think maybe I should just go for it and just stick it down. Will it be able to curve around that? Yeah, it should be fine. Bending around there. You have to figure out a way for the window to do that. What I'm going to try and do is get it so that it doesn't sit, so this piece sits down the bend, the spine. Oh, should we stick it down? Shall we? Oh, go on then. Right, no, let's use 3 in 1. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it properly. So, we want to make sure that we don't glue the bits that we want to cut out, well, tear out. So I don't want to put the glue onto some areas. So from there to about there. So let's do there to about there. So don't put any glue in that area. Go like that, can't we? And then up there isn't so bad because it's got to come down past the lintel at the top. A lentil? No, I said a lintel, Dave. Not a lentil. A lintel. Not a lentil. No, not a lentil. Right, I might have to glue this bottom bit first and then worry about that. Yeah, let's put some glue on this bit first. So, we want to go round this. So we're going to make sure that we kind of cover up to the edge of here. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not this shape. And then we're going to glue this bit. And I want to kind of spread it out, I think, so I might have to use one of my credit cardy things. Not credit cards, I'm not going to use a credit card, don't worry. Other forms of payment are accepted. I don't think it goes all the way to the edge. I don't think I should have glued all the way to the edge because I think that overhangs and I don't think I'm going to do anything about wrapping it round at the minute, so... But never mind. Never mind, I still do it. Anyway, let's get one of these cards and then we can just spread this out a bit. So it's not so raised as well. So we want to line it up with that fold, that crease. We want to pattern match our oranges and our leaves and things. And then we want to stick that down, except for the bits that we don't want it to stick down. So that bit isn't stuck because we didn't want it to stick. And then maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. No, shh, shh, Dave, shh. Quiet now. Oh, well, you know, I was going to use a rubber, but like, a rubber. We call them rubbers in the UK. You call them erasers. The rest of the world, just for clarification, what I'm talking about. And then let's glue this bit. No, let's not glue this bit because it's not going to come out, is it? Oh, maybe it is. I'm just going to go up to the top-ish, maybe. Oh no, we didn't want to go right to the edge though, did we? Not right to the top. Shout to the top, shout. Yeah, okay, we can go up to about there. Okay, so we can get. Hang on a minute. Where are we going to? What? That makes no sense, Dave. What are you doing? So let's go. Try and draw a line on this side, so let's see if we can get a grip of where that is. No, I can't see that, so I'm going to go up to about there, and no further. No, that's Dave. You've got a real thing for lids. You know something, if I never get the lid off that pen again, you'll know why, because I've glued it down, glued it shut. Okay, so put a bit of glue on here. Let's get this whole thing stuck down now. To stand up, I'm afraid. I have to get my head into shot. It's a beautiful head though, so you know, shouldn't be scaring traffic or anything. I don't know why I'd be scaring traffic. There shouldn't be any traffic to scare. Shouldn't be driving while you're watching this. That'll do. Okay, so I want to tear that bit out. I want to tear this bit out as well. We'll see where else I can tear to there. Tear this bit off. I don't want to go right over the edge, but that bit can tear off. Right, okay, and so then it's this bit, so I might be able to tear some of this paper, some of the thing off without tearing everything. Some of the line is what I was looking to tear away, some of that penciled line. Tear this bit here. Just putting my nail as a guide and move that out of the way, Dave, because otherwise there's going to be blood on it. I don't know about. It'd be harder to get out the blood than the pencil line. Just peel that up a bit so I can get a bit more purchase. Purchase. It's weird, isn't it, when you've done all of this and you're deliberately making a mess of it. finger in there. Come on. I just don't want to peel the paint up from behind, so I'm sure there's a better way to have done this, but hey. Why do better when you can do adequate? No, Dave, no, don't scratch your ear with a scalpel in your hand. That's silly talk. Not even talk, Dave. So. Right, this is not going well, is it? Why is this bit going less good? I want that to be a bit more. Well, I don't know why. I just think that something looks too straight. It looks like too perfect. It can't be real. There we go. I might then just, if we can get that bit, just tear the tiniest little bit like that. And I know you think I've made a mess of it now, but well, you might not think I've made a mess of it, but some people would be going, "Oh, what did you do that for?" I did it because I wanted to have it look a little bit less staged. Because I can ink this on the end. Let's go for, which one's that? No, I want maybe brush corduroy is what I need. Might go over the thing as well with a bit. I don't really, you guys can see that. Oh, that blooming thing. Goodness sake. Trying to get it to look a bit water damaged, when it goes a bit brown. I'm trying to make it look like there's some water ingress, basically. Just go and take it to one of the buildings that I manage. That would make it look like it's got water ingress, because it will have water ingress. Some of our buildings are a bit old and we have a few issues with water. But, they're old buildings, so we forgive them. There we go. Okay, so let's give this a bit of a tidy, and then we can kind of just talk a bit more, and I'll try and explain to you now where we're going with this. So, let's put that over there. Okay, so just put that over there, and it all fell off and fell on the floor anyway. So we're going to have this that will go in here, and we will have like some white card behind it, or an image behind it, so you don't see this bit. And I will try to make it so that wherever it bends, it has something that won't look ridiculous on it. It can't have a bend where the glass is. I might have to rethink it a little. That's going to be very close for do that, but then we might have to extend the window. Well, the window I'll have to extend a bit anyway to account for the thing, or we might have to put a bit more of something in there or whatever. Anyway, it's going to be about, it might be about there actually. Let's just say so that's going to be, so that is going to have to go on there. So we're going to have to have another line of this paper down here, you know, we could have it curled, hanging off, like it's a roll of it that's like, you know, I don't know. Well, we can do anything. Let's face it, it's ours, and we can do what we like with it. So I hope you're starting to get an idea of how it's going to look. Obviously, it's going to have, you know, a background, a scene behind it. So it'll look like you're looking out into a window. It's going to have broken windows in it. And now we're starting to get this look of like how the paint has peeled off, etc. And you know, obviously this is going to be folded around here. You won't see this. It won't be longer all the time, and that'll be around there. So, but yeah. So there we go. So that's where we are with this. I've still got things to do over here, and I've got to put these in wherever they're, you know, like glue it in behind and everything. But we're going to have the inside on the outside, and the outside on the inside. And I've ordered some texture paste stuff to be able to do some things on the other side. So I want to make some like kind of stony kind of feel on the outside. Maybe do something, you know, I want to do something maybe bricky looking, or maybe make it look like stone or whatever. So when we turn it over, this bit will start to then resemble the outside of somewhere. So anyway, that's where we are with this. This is all going to fold over. Oh, let's try not to make a complete pig's ear of that. Or maybe just make a pig's ear of that, Dave. And it's going to go like that, and it's going to be a bit weird and quirky, and you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. So anyway, today we made stained glass. So and that's it. I keep going to pick that up like it's a card, but it's not. I keep thinking it's one of them or there, but it's not. It's because I've flipped the mat over because the other side's so dirty. We'll give that a clean, because it's got all my contact information at the top. So anyway, don't forget to give this a thumbs up. You can buy me a coffee if you like. The link's in the description. You can sponsor me through Ko-fi if you wish. You can go onto my Etsy and buy some of my digital papers. Or you can just tune in next time. So anyway, thank you very much. My name is Dasher Dave, and remember, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all very soon. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Lots of hugs. Take care. See you in the next video. Bye.